one's a better one, Lily. Look. That one's a bit gooey. Grandma can have that one.
Who's actually having the most fun doing this? Welcome back to the vlog. What a funny spring weather we're having. Enjoy. Just cleaning out the pond. Even more leaves rotted down. Can't believe it, but some of the rudd, or in fact probably all of the rudd, are still in there. How lovely is that? Have a look at this. Kyle's driftwood catfish was spawning. Hasn't tried to. They're in a community tank, so the eggs will probably get eaten. But interesting behaviour nonetheless. So I've just put some beach leaf litter in with well, not in with in with many of the snakes, just to see if they're like poking around in there. And we are going to do a little bit more bioactive, a little bit more natural backgrounds, as I've been saying. So look at this 50% super dwarf albino golden child reticulated python. Mouthful, isn't it? Interesting. Flicking its tongue, poking around in the leaf litter. It is actually a bit of enrichment for these animals. Look at that. At the end of the day, if you go in a forest or a rainforest, very much a lot of leaf litter on the floor there. So I've put some of the rainbow boas, the Barron's racers, Pueblo milk snake, just to see if they make of it, and the black rat snakes as well. Look at that. Just about making this guy's enclosure a little bit more naturalistic. You might remember, if you've been keeping up, it was quite bare, perfectly sufficient, but we've got the sort of the ability to make it a little bit more interesting, and this shelf up here really adds to floor space. If nothing else, it makes that enclosure larger for the animal. I'm quite pleased with that, just to see that snake flicking its tongue, poking around, seeing what it can find in there. Look at that, beautiful.
Nice layer of snow today, so we're going to see what Kit and Kat think of the snow. They've never been out in it before. What do you guys think? Go with you. Mine's toes, it's cold. He's wiping himself on it. Yeah.
We've got a flood. How annoying. I'll take the guttering off and just let the ground flood outside. I've got to soak away here. It literally goes to a soak away, which is probably, yeah, I don't know, maybe 100 years old or something. We've got away with it once by unblocking it with chemicals. We're going to probably have to do that again. It's kind of stuck. It's all cleaned out. You can't see it now, but it's cleaned out. We've had all the sludge out, but it goes off and away somewhere else. What a nightmare. All in a day's work though. I went on that place. So we've evicted the Aplomados, and Jackie's giving their new enclosures that first coat of paint to sort of blend it in. Basically, Jackie gets all the beep jobs, don't you, Jackie? It is all hands on deck. We are just spending every waking minute renovating, as you do every winter, and achieving new things, ready for our weekend visitors, our experienced day guests. You guys are well catered for, don't you worry. But for the weekend, we have a little bit more to come and look around, and it's all work in progress. It's just been so busy, so I've been getting Wurzel the bald eagle up in the air, as you know from last week's vlog. I've been working with a peregrine falcon to try and get that girl back up in the air. These birds have sat around for a few months. The peregrines got nervous, as they do if they're left in an aviary, and Wurzel's unfit. And then today, Jackie's been, if you watch the vlogs and keep up with the vlogs, you'll know that this was a large mews area, and we divided up into actual free loft aviaries for the smaller falcons. We spent the winter really trying to finalise getting nearly all of our birds free lofted rather than tethered. Some of them are tethered for maintenance and to get them retrained and so on and so forth, but generally they've pretty much all got their own bedrooms now. So the bare timber is cold today, paint doesn't dry so quick, and I've still got to paint the white backs there, but Jackie's been painting out that woodwork. Over there, lots going on in the animal menagerie, the British Wildlife Menagerie. We're getting those aquariums set up for sticklebacks, river fish and great crested newts, of course all captive bred. And it has just been full on, and I've had visitors turn up and announce, which is all part of running the Falconry Centre, of course. A fantastic Belgian falconer, Ronnie, who normally comes out on a couple of field meets with us in February at the end of the season. Ronnie's popped over to look at a business venture with someone, nothing to do with falconry, and he's popped in on the way back because he's in England to say hi. But of course, it's really hard to crack on and socialise at the same time. You can't do both. You kind of can a bit, but it slows things down. And obviously, when you've not seen someone for a year, you do want to actually stop, have a cuppa and say hello. I'm supposed to be measuring up signs now. It's getting late. We're supposed to be not even here right now. Measuring up signs for the bird cage, the tortoise enclosures, and so on and so forth. All this new stuff, all taking time. Yeah, you are, look at you. So, the boys are here. If you watch the Falconry videos, Zara, massively at fat weight. These birds have been really fed up there in the last few weeks. And Alan, who is also the amazing imprint Harris's hawk that everyone said you shouldn't fly. Oh, there's a video about that. These guys are going in a breeding aviary for the summer together. He's crash reared. He's not a pure imprinting only on humans. He grew up with his brother to fully fledged and flying size. He knows what a Harris hawk is, and we're hoping that's enough that this pair of birds will get on without, well, two becoming one fat one. The boys have put a lot of work in socialising the birds really close up, and they're well fed. They're going into a semi-secluded aviary, and we're going to see what they do. So one thing they've had, their beaks have been trimmed, the point of their beak has been coped off. It will grow back, of course, and equally
hers haven't yet.
Hers haven't yet. I'm going to say the talons here, they're going to be clipped off square, and that does mean if they do crab or have a wrestling match, they're not going to pierce each other and do serious damage. And it certainly buy these guys a bit of time if things get a bit rough between them to begin with. But yeah, I hope we see you soon, Alan. If these birds produce offspring, they're going to be some of the best bred Harris hawk offspring in the UK, because both the female and the male are incredibly large boned built Harris hawks. Anyway, they both fly at silly weights, but that's because of the conditioning mentally. They're both big birds, and you can't get two better Harris hawks in the UK that you can say my birds came from proper hunting stock, because if these produce any young, they are. Those young are going to have come from.
We were saying they'd make a hell of a
Proper
hairbird,
FALCONRY
but I
bird.
think if they take his genes, they'll be taking down fallow.
Yeah, that guy there who thinks he's a giant. We'll see
Not
what
Mr.
happens.
Bird.
Yeah.
We know you're a giant.
B505. We shall see how they go. I'll report back in next week's vlog. So you guys, are you going to come and see us this summer, summer 2023? We're open Saturday and Sunday from the weekend before Easter. Trial run, soft opening. If you like the crowds, come at Easter, busiest opening. But we're open every weekend until the end of September. Now, always check out the holdenby.com website, the openings, because there might be the odd thing. The odd weekend we're shut for a corporate do. There might be a bank holiday when we open on a Saturday and Sunday, rather a Sunday and Monday, and not a Saturday and Sunday. Loads of time to come and see us. Now the girls here, excuse the wind, the girls here are so busy. Weekdays running our experience days. If that's your thing, check out the link below. That's their full-time job, so they can't be expected to be here every weekend. So Jackie and I will be here at the weekends, often Kyle and Tommy and anyone else we can rope in. Certainly for the bank holidays, head Falconer Joe and Emily, I think, yeah, they'll tend to be in on some of those bank holidays flying birds for you. So what are we doing that's causing us so much grief, headache, stress as these last few weeks expire until Easter? Getting this place ready for those weekend openings. For the experience day guests, this place is always the most beautiful, wonderful place. You can actually come and fly birds of prey for yourself. We've got some amazing settings. We don't just take you to an empty field. You can fly woodland owls in the woodlands. You can fly a Chilean blue eagle soaring on the plateau high above the trees. We've got all that going on here on the wonderful Holdenby estate. But let me tell you what we've been up to over these weekends. So lots and lots to do. We want more signage. These guys here, thick snow on the ground yesterday, 12 degrees, and it was sunny earlier today. How crazy. So the sulcatas, these guys are back out just for an hour or two. They're a big, heavy-bodied animal, and even though it's 12 degrees, they've got a good hour in this dappled sunshine before they cool down. And as you can see, they just want to graze, graze, graze. So soon be time for those guys to be out every day. This year, for you guys, this whole area, ignore the birds perches, they're going to be moved. This whole area is going to be the tortoise enclosure. It gets more sun, it's huge. It will give these fast-growing giants even more room. Jackie will be on hand nearly every weekend for you to come and meet the tortoises and talk all things tortoise. They've got their own fan club, honestly. Signage, have a look at this. This sign's been here for years. It's done well. We put a baton across to try and buy it another year last summer. That's going to be replaced, almost like for like, because it's an interesting and a good looking sign. The gift shop, it's shut today. That's open. It's Emily's art gallery, and there's always something in there nature-based for your kids as well, so don't worry about that. This signage we're going to keep this year. It's all about every year spending money judiciously, what's the next thing and what we're renovating. That signage will keep, it'll be okay. This is going to be a very small weathering lawn. For the odd time we've got a couple of birds out on display, on perches there. That was the tortoise enclosure. We've got the odd one blanked off. This one here, there's a breeding pair of Harris's hawks in there, just because they're top quality. Netting on here. She's not going to come to stop her hitting the wall there. Flying birds, always difficult to keep them in aviaries, although you guys seem to like them like that. And here, the kite aviary is actually covered up for winter shelter. That'll be gone, that cover will be gone very soon indeed. You've got all these amazing birds on display. We're going to be flying birds for you and meeting often British wildlife up close and personal with our animal encounters at the weekends. This side gets a lot of algae here in the actual winter time because of the way the sun moves around. So don't worry about this algae and this greenery. It does no harm, but it looks unsightly. That'll all be gone. Now, I often mention in these vlogs the gardeners, how amazing they are. They come here for the love of it. A trio of gardeners, a family of gardeners. Yeah, I keep referring to them as the gardeners. They're kind of a bit more than that. Roy's been building a giant bug hotel to educate you and your kids on what you can achieve at home. This was completely green yesterday. All the damp and the snow, a winter of going green. They literally spent the whole day scrubbing with soap and water loads of this woodwork to get the algae off, ready for them to paint, for no other reason than they're brilliant people. So what an amazing crew they are. We're so blessed here. I hope the wind noise is okay. Hold on if it's not. Oh, right at my big nose you went then. we've got the birds to see, but I'm going to take you further. Come on, I'm going to cut now to save time. Hold on. So the ornamental pond here in the Falconry Centre, it's been cleaned out. If you watched the vlog last weekend, you can see the water clarity, even with the reflection now. It's coming back to life. The plants are growing, the rudder in there. There's going to be something else in there. You're going to have to come and see that for yourself. Watch this space. Some stuff I've had for years is going to live in there in the summer. But over here, new wood chip to go down. Possibly a slight reduction in the mole population needed. They've got road runners and everything. Look at that. Look at that. The menagerie. You're going to get to see Roxy the fox, of course. And you can even meet her. Roxy, what are you doing? What are you doing? Absolutely gorgeous. We'll take you around there in a second. She's on a sun deck. She loves to sunbathe, just like many, many animals do. I've said before, many nocturnal animals still love sunbathing. We'll come and see her again in a second. So what will you be able to see at Easter if the weather's nice? Well, this blob will be transformed. This will be scaped as a little bit of riverside over in France or Spain with some little critters in there you're going to enjoy, and they're going to love the heat this glass provides. So something new there. You're going to walk along this beautiful path here. It's going to be all wood chip for your cleanliness. We're going to leave some nettles here, but the gardeners, again, moving plants back. Look at that display of primroses that have self-set here. You're going to come along here, not at Easter. Oh no, you're not going to be coming here at Easter. You're going to have to return for this. Outdoor British reptiles, lovely path to walk along, clear frontage so your kids can see through, you can see over the top, completely scaped as natural heathland and marshland habitats for different species of amazing British wildlife. And again, in front of the mound of mud there's going to be another enclosure for some woodland British reptiles. Some really cool stuff happening here, but you're going to have to wait as time and finances allow, as the spring and summer move forward, to build these for you to really come and see some of the world's most important animals, British animals, because if you're in Britain, they have to be the most important. Let me cut now and hold on a second. So they're not in there just yet. We're still having -6 this week, but this area is still going to be for the pair of smooth snakes until outdoor enclosures are finalised. We've got more lighting this year. That's going to be for those guys. Now these aquariums, this is all in progress. Oh, it's all steamed up because the temperature changed. We're going to have great crested newts, breeding dress, full adults, of course captive bred, pre-1981 lines. We're going to have some river fish, the minnows and the things that are vanishing. We want to tell you the story. There's going to be signage, of course, about the plight of our British animals and the stuff you can do in your garden to help many of them. Toads are in there, and we're going to have some of the sticklebacks out of my pond that are bred, all set up in there. Lovely aquascape, sticklebacks and minnows, the tiddlers that are going and disappearing so fast in Northamptonshire. Once the weather warms up, Norma the hedgehog will be back in her enclosure. Lots to read about, lots to see, but you know what? It's going to be the actual, it's going to be the interactive talks that always make this place so absolutely special. The polecats have all grown up. If you met them as babies last year, they've got their fully finished enclosure. You can come and delight, as we do every day, in seeing these guys active and out, doing their thing. They are absolutely beautiful. What a great success story. Persecuted to almost extinction in most of Britain. Now commonly found, you're doing a poo, how lovely. Commonly found here in Northamptonshire. Come and see, come and learn, come and enjoy. The rat enclosure, almost empty. 3 years old, we're down to 2 elderly rats. That's going to have a new influx. I really want to source black and brown rats, not fancy coloured. More rats to come. Honestly, best pets you can ever get. And in here, the harvest mice, 18 months old, they pass away, as is the natural way of things for these tiny rodents. So maybe more harvest mice, I hope so. Maybe something else, I don't know. But more rats to come in here. And then of course, Roxy the fox. Absolute darling. Captive bred, well no, sorry, hand reared as an orphan kitten, as an orphan kit. Hand reared, look at her, in a household with dogs and people. We often get asked, oh, why can't she be going free back to the wild? Think about it. Spoiled brat, why would she want to suffer in the wild? And of course, it's impossible for her. She runs to any dog she sees. She plays and grew up with dogs. She'd last absolutely 5 minutes. But to educate people and to interact with, as you can see, an absolutely stunning, beautiful, gorgeous fox, you can come and meet her for yourself from afar or even ultra close up. And of course, this is one of those animals that always evokes a passion. Fox hunting, for some reason, compared to any other hunting, seems to really get passions and the public going. So she is absolutely darling, imprinted on humans and dogs. Come and watch her behave, watch how she acts. You can too learn and see what a formidable predator of almost the world, but certainly the British countryside, the red fox actually is. A stunning animal. Something many of us hardly see in the wild. Look how playful she is. And she tries to steal and eat everything. Well, there's a bit of leather on her keyring now. Look, can you not do that? That's my keyring. Roxy, no. Look at her. She's persistent. Get back, I say. Get back. You can come and see this, darling. You can come and not only see these animals, it's about interactive education. We carry out some amazing falconry displays, as well as, of course, the most amazing, often with some of the animals, hands-on talks, educationally and fun for the whole family. We had people in their 90s enthralled by our talks and meeting our animals last year, as well as even little toddlers. And that's what it's about. This whole place, this whole weekend venture is about you guys getting behind British wildlife. British wildlife, because often if you have a garden, you can help British wildlife at home. We're not talking rainforests that most of you can do nothing but send money to help things. We're talking these animals, not so much foxes of course, but hedgehogs and newts, toads and frogs, birds, the stuff that you can do tangibly, often for free, at home to help our amazing wildlife. Save it now, so your kids can actually go with a net, dipping in ponds, finding sticklebacks before these animals have all gone. I think she needs some more fuss. Hold on. Too much fox in this episode, but who can resist? So I've just shown you just a snippet of the Falconry Centre and Wildlife Menagerie itself. By the way, this is going to be an archway of cherry blossom around Easter time. Depends on the weather. Beautiful photo opportunity. I've not even shown you out here all the wonderful grounds and gardens of Holdenby itself. I've not even mentioned the tea room, the small museum, and everything else the Holdenby estate side of things has to offer on this amazing working partnership with Holdenby and Icarus Falconry. And it's all for you to come and see. And you know what? For an adult, you're gonna have to go without maybe 2 pints to get in. Yeah, you might have to miss 2 pints at a pub, and that'll pay for you to come in here. It isn't a lot, is it? This doesn't look much yet. The bird cage here, signage at the back, because this is going to be your selfie point, where you're going to get a photo to say you've been here, a brilliant picture behind, and every time you post that, people are going to know where you've been. Come and help us, come and support us, keep checking out the vlogs. This was just a little glimpse of what we're all up to, getting this place ready for you guys. I hope you've enjoyed this week's vlog. It's been fun to make, but it's been difficult to make. To be honest, it's a week's vlog. Little snippets here and there I've took over the week, and most of it the last couple of days of filming. There's so much going on. A 15 to 30 minute vlog, you can't believe how much goes on sometimes to get that in there. Your support is always gratefully received, but come and support us. If you live in the UK, make a date to come and see what we're trying to do for you. I'll see you soon.
Lily, go, go, go! Go, go, go! Go, go, go! You come in. Come on then. Come on then. Come on then. Over the back.